welcome back everyone to the Halo Rec League. We're back with our first night of Premade of the season. It's season number 12 coming your way, and I'm joined by James the Frenetic. I actually don't know which version of the name I'm supposed to use, to be honest, so I'll let you take care of that.
You can use either or both, whatever makes you happy, man.
It's glad to hear. We're back with a couple familiar teams, actually, I guess, to the Rec League. I mean, we do have on the side of actually, do I have that right? I do have that right. Way Station is going to be on the left. It is going to be a red team for Eagle. Will be Queso, Voidblade, Funky Fresh, and J Nova, your previous season's contender champions, coming in as they've moved up. On the other side, we have Lagshot, Aesthetic Bra, McPizza Party, and Zakajiwa. Zakajiwa? Yes, okay. I can pronounce syllables. But they are going to be, some names that those have been around for a while. I've seen for a few seasons as well. So, a couple of veteran teams going to be here on the broadcast today. So glad to see it. As we get things kicked off, it's going to be Recharge King of the Hill to start it out.
Definitely glad to see Queso, one of the caster buddies, here as well.
Oh, I mean, it has been. I mean, we did get to see him. We did get to make fun of him, and so I mean, he'll probably get his chance at some point. To be honest, are you playing this season? You are playing this season, right?
I am not.
No, you've been here forever.
I might sub into some mixed matches on Wednesday, maybe, but just straight up forgot to sign up, unfortunately.
Oh, I mean, if you need to get in, I can find a way, because there's players dropping out left, right, and center, honestly. So, I mean, if you want in, just let me know, and I'll get you in. So, whatever you need.
But here we go. As we're jawing at each other, Lottery goes first on the board with that B hill.
I mean, definitely have not been paying much attention, but we are going to be, headed to the next one. You're going to see Kaiser with that battle rifle out as well. Not really, a weapon of choice, I guess, nowadays with the bandit coming in, but some players, enjoy that familiarity. And Lagshot just smacks J Nova in the back of the head. Down he goes, a shock rifle in hand as well, over towards Lottery. So Lottery with a few items that you would like to have in their possession here. Watching this cross, a shot's going to go out, not going to connect. And I mean, the shock rifle going to be watching over this, but it's going to be empty. And I mean, I hate this hill. Every time, King of the Hill comes up and you hear me on this broadcast, you're going to hear me talk about how much I hate this hill.
No, the Blue Tunnel Hill, I don't remember where it went exactly before. This is, I would say, I know it was in the original rotation. I would say this is a better time for it than as the last hill before it resets and goes back to the batteries.
Yeah, but it does end up, it does mean that this is like, if it's a 3-3, this is the last hill, right? Like,
yes, it does.
It's better to have it early, but I also don't like closing out a 3-3 on it.
Yeah, speaking of 3-3, that was a huge triple there out of Queso, and now that's got Way Station in control, racking up time on this hill. Making a nice little comeback after that first hill where they weren't really able to touch it all that much.
Yep, I mean, Lagshot right now is leading the entire lobby by quite a bit, I guess. 11 kills right now and 4 deaths is basically double almost everyone else in the lobby except for the teammate Aesthetic Bra. But despite that, I mean, you're going to have the push coming in here from the side of Way Station as they're actually gaining quite a bit here off the rip. And, they're about double the score right now of Lottery. So looking to see if they can continue to push this advantage with players spawning out from Lottery. This may be, a good chance to get a good amount of time here. But Aesthetic Bra's coming in on the hill and is going to push him right out. So, Way Station had some control, but they're going to go 3 dead here. And that is going to be a big chance for Lottery to make up some ground.
And what Way Station wants to do here, all they need is one good push. They just need to essentially touch the hill for a couple seconds. Don't give up any free kills. Get a couple of picks, force the R team out the hill, and then get in there and take care of business.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Lagshot has up to 15 kills as well, and there's going to be Lottery completing that comeback there as they will close it out without Way Station basically being able to touch that hill once again. Way Station will be first to the point, and we're going to see where they go here. And if they're able to hold this down because they know what's coming, Lottery is amassing at the doorstep here, and they are trying to crack their way in here towards A, and they're going to catch one from behind. Lagshot will be there and is going to not be able to close out that kill, but teammates providing the support. Lagshot will find Voidblade here, and this is just going to be, it's kind of just a raid boss, honestly, is that if you're the side of Way Station, you're just looking for lag shot, and you kind of want to run in the opposite direction at this point. Even though if he's coming towards the hill, you don't really get that luxury.
When you have someone heating up on the R team like that as he racks up a 19 kill, as he's trying to make a statement, you want to try and single out that player, try and frustrate them as best you can. Make it so that they're never fighting you one-on-one. You don't want them to get a one-on-one. You want them to be constantly fighting 2 or 3 of your team. Get them off that hot streak.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing it. They're trying to, you can see like the side of Way Station trying to gather up. They're trying to get into positions where they're able to kind of contend in that way, shape, or form, right? They are sort of grouped up, but I mean, they're just losing a lot of their 1v1s right now. And I mean, you can see players on the side of Lottery are beginning to pick it up along with Lagshot, right? McPizza Party's up to 12-7 now as well. And you can see they have a good amount of objective time. I mean, Way Station is getting, you know, quite heavily outslayed at the moment, but the scores on each of these hills have actually been surprisingly close. It's not really, you know, reflecting it, which kind of also tells you, I mean, Way Station just goes 4 down once again, so they're going to lose that hill, and this is potentially them going down 3-0, but look how close they are, right? They're so close to doing it. Hill number 2, same story. They were incredibly close, and honestly, if this is a 4-0, this is probably one of the closest 4-0, you know, King of the Hills I've probably seen scoreline-wise, despite, you know, what we're seeing right now on the leaderboards.
It certainly is close, but it also just goes to show a couple of different mentalities here. Lottery is definitely taking the time to set up where they can and rack up huge chunks of time, especially with the lead they've built up. They're not at all concerned about getting every single second that they possibly can. They're content to play keep away. Way Station is on the opposite end here. They need basically every little bit of time they can get because they are officially out of grace. They can't make any mistakes. You know, just a couple long setup periods by Lottery on here, and they will drop this first game here.
I mean, you got Way Station. I mean, again, right? This has kind of been the story this entire game right now. They're there to the hill early. They're racking up some good initial time. I mean, right now you're, what, 40%? Almost 50% of the way there. Before Lottery's even able to touch the point, the problem is they've not been able to hold the front door. They've not been able to get in there. Voidblade's going to go down, but 3 dead for Lottery is actually, this is probably the best position that we've seen Way Station in this entire game right now. And, well, Zakajiwa is going to fall in the back and wrapping up this time. This is a good chance. I mean, maybe this is where it starts. Lottery right here may start a comeback, but Lagshot going to grab that camo and is going to get away with his life, going to get away, and he's going to survive.
Oh no,
I don't think. Swing!
Just on the edge of him.
Swing, Funky, swing!
Oh no.
And that hurts. In the hands of a player like Lagshot, that hurts.
Was not with the camo eyes. But
eagle eyes, man. You need those eagle eyes. I mean, I say that like I can actually see it. I definitely cannot see it on the screen.
It's hard. Harder still if you're playing like a 2TV way back when, but
oh man, they had to change it, right? Because it's like, oh, the screens are HD now. It's, you know, a little easier to see versus, you know, back in the olden days. We are gonna see though. I mean, Lottery is racked up, you know, a good amount of time. Once again, they've recovered a good amount here. But this is going to be Way Station pushing through, and this should be their first point. They're finally going to get on the board. It's going to be 3-1 now. I mean, we did say they don't really have any more time to make any more mistakes, but I was about to say they're going to heat up, but they immediately go 4 down once again. J Nova as well, 17 kills, is working on keeping pace. Lagshot's still well ahead of the lobby right now, but the rest of the team, you know, maybe it just took a little bit to warm up for the time being, but Lottery is flipping the script here. They, for once, are going to be the first ones on the hill getting that early time. And I think that's the first time Way Station will not be the first touch as well.
Yeah. Going back to the statement about how Way Station can't make any more mistakes, it keeps getting truer and truer as that game clock keeps counting down. Yes, it pauses when somebody is in the hill, but Lottery can win this not touching the hill the whole rest of the game, so long as they keep Way Station from touching the hill. They can literally just play keep away. I wouldn't recommend they do that. It's a little bit too easy to find yourself overwhelmed, but at the same time, it looks like Lottery is put my foot in my mouth for me, because they are fixing to cap this final hill.
Yep, they're just figuring we're going to win this one way or another. And I mean, it is, you know, the first hill of the game, the one that is annoyingly difficult to kind of deal with. Or, excuse me, not the first hill of the game. This is not the first hill anymore. But that's going to be it. Map number 1 is going to go the way of Lottery. They're going to close things out. We're going to see how things go. But for the time being, we do head our way right into live fire. We have the correct settings and everything. And the sniper's immediately going to get fought over here. And it will be Voidblade coming away with this. Their best player in the last season is going to go right off the rack. Is going to pick up the first kill and is going to make it a second lag shot. Takes one in the back. And there you go. I mean, this is the start really that you needed. You're going to see the translocator get used as well, immediately taken out. And look at that. Way Station's in the lead already. I may be eating my words really quickly, but pretty good start.
Well, it's definitely a very good start. And player is just one of those game types that can flip real quick. You can be up, you know, good 10-15 kills, and then it can slip away from you faster than any of us would care to admit. I'm sure plenty of people have had the experience of being up by a decent amount and then all of a sudden finding yourself on the back foot.
Yep, no, definitely. I mean, it's going to be, you know, early on keeping pace, and this is really what you wanted to see. Maybe Way Station, you know, keeping up a lot of their, you know, the upswing that they were on at the end of that map, where they, you know, you were able to secure a point, you were able to fight that one pretty close. But for the time being, it looks like, you know, we're in a little bit of a stance. So that's a nice nade out of Funky Fresh, and Aesthetic is going to immediately trade back. Voidblade's immediately going to trade back. It's just going to be, you know, a string of kills here, just on the player after player. But McPizza Party decides to break that string, break the flow, and is going to find 2 there. So that's going to be a 1-point lead now, as Lottery is going to go into, you know, a little bit of a not as much action, as I say. It's all the action's happening on the other side of the map, I guess, and it is going to be Queso trying to put some shots in towards Zakajiwa, and is not going to be able to connect fully, and that's going to be a reset. And power items are going to be up in just a little bit. Translocate, I think, is coming up, but Sniper's a long way off.
The thing that I want to see here from both teams, this will be, I think, the key victory for both of them, is I want to see a little more coordinated team pushing, a little more coordinated team shooting. Lottery was doing that was one of the reasons why they were slaying so much better in game 1, is most of their kills were fully assisted. The number of assists they had was a lot greater than Way Station. Way Station is capable, it's just they weren't doing it in that game 1, and they're going to need to do it here in game number 2 if they want to take away the win.
Something that might be a cause for that too is, you know, they did spend the last season in Contender. A lot of these players, I mean, Voidboy definitely was one of the carries of that team, but you got away with it a lot more in Contender, I think. Like, if they didn't have to rely on as much team shots, if you can just, you know, you're able to just play better than a lot of the competition, you didn't have to worry about it as much. But now you're up in Challenger, and a lot of these players, you know, you're playing against players that are now in Onyx that, you know, play this game a little more, and they have a little more team coordination, especially for this roster. I know at least Lagshot and Aesthetic have played together for, you know, 3-4 seasons, right? They've been around a while, and that did not look like it hit at all in my screen. But
the Halo Infinite Observer mode for you.
It's a kill anyway, so the kill goes through. And you know, I was talking about how Way Station was keeping pace, you know, and the whole time I've been talking about how they're kind of getting a wake-up call coming out of Contender. Well, the score is now 28-16. It's a 12-point lead here for the side of Way Station. It's going to be back to that. That should have been a back smack to me too, but Zakajiwa's going to come out on top with the sniper in hand still, and keeps the weapon alive, and it's still, you know, an 11-point lead. So Way Station kind of got to slow things down a little bit here. You want to see them kind of group up a little more, focus on, you know, trying to take those 2-person challenges, trying to, you know, outnumber them. And they're kind of just running right at it. They're going guns blazing. I mean, if you're going to go out, you're going out on a high note, I suppose, but I'd like to see them slow it down a bit.
There is the old joke that you score in 4. If you played Halo 3, you might know that that term. But if you're going to soar in 4, you all have to go at once. and as one. You can't have a trickle push like we've been seeing. You can't have one person push, and then the other person pushes. A few seconds later, it's got to be an all or nothing proposition. Otherwise, you're just feeding the other team. To even loop a little bit more into the contender versus challenger debate, one thing that you see in the league as you move up the divisions from contender to challenger to master to champion, you do see quite a bit more, for lack of a better term, a lot more conservatism with your lives. There's a lot less sort of reckless challenging, a lot more coordination and team pushing, so that they're not giving up the easy deaths to the other team, and especially in a team slayer where it matters quite a lot to give up a bunch of easy deaths, and that was a very unfortunate camo play right there. I feel like at least one of those nades should have killed the guy bottom tower.
Yeah, I mean, just a little bit unfortunate. Pizza Party actually is Lagshot has the least kills on the team. That should be a sign of concern.
At least kills, yes. But
yeah, he actually has the least kills. The rest of the team
assists.
decided to take over, huh?
Most assists, and until just a second ago, the least number of deaths. So.
But that, I mean, you're seeing the teamwork, right? The rest of the team knows that they don't have to rely on Lagshot. McPizza Party decided it's going to be his day in the limelight, his turn to shine, and maybe they're just going to take turns all throughout the series, and they'll be like, oh, but somebody else that's going to be pushed up, it looks like. So we are going to see, you know, a lot of players coming through, and Aesthetic is going to eat that nade, I think, but he's going to survive, and McPizza Party adding 2 more to the tally here as we're coming up on just about 5 kills before the end of this game. And oh no, Keizo, there's 2. They're both one shot, and he couldn't kill either. That is a rough way to
curse of the caster. You know how it goes. As soon as you switch to somebody's point of view, they either snipe somebody, or if they don't have snipe, then they die.
Yeah, well, there it is. I mean, Aesthetic with that sniper in hand, looking to finish this out. It's going to be 35-48 is the current scoreline here. Voidboyd's going to find another on towards Lagshot. I mean, yeah, Lagshot, I guess, taking a break for this game, essentially. Doesn't have to worry too much, but that's going to be it. Aesthetic Bro's going to punch in the last kill. That's going to be 50-36. Lottery's going to take game number 2 on Argyle. Here we go.
We got Funky Fresh taking the first snipe for Waste Station. Looks like Pizza Party is his counterpart, and Funky Fresh wins that duel.
And we just had the position lined up, right? The pre-aim and everything pops around the corner, and that's 4 dead.
They got all
that's 4 dead.
Pretty much instantly. They got their flag running bottom middle. That's fastest route, certainly. And they've got pretty much all the crosses covered.
It's going to be Aesthetic Bra, basically. He's going to be who you're looking for here, but Voidboyd's going to find it. And Zakaji, while the rest of the team is here for reinforcement, potentially the return coming through. But no, it's actually still going to be out. Somebody got a hold. Somebody got a touch on that. It's all going to be on Lagshot, basically. Trying to hold this flag, and Lagshot looking desperately for some teammate help here. He's not going to find any, but he's going to get on that return, I think. I don't think anyone's close enough to this.
Yeah, that kind of exposes the pitfall of running the flag bottom middle. Yes, it can be fast, but there is essentially no cover, and if you end up losing your flag carrier, pulls it. End up in a situation where it's really hard to actually get to that flag and run it even after you get 2-3 dead, because there's no cover to work with. The whole reason you pull bottom middle is if you get 4 dead pretty much immediately, you can run the flag and get it to some cover, get it to your base, and by the time the other team spawns, you're already basically home free. What I would have liked to see Waste Station do there, if they wanted to get that flag, is instead of just running straight through the center, maybe go down into the enemy sewer. That Aesthetic Broad showing us the way he likes to do things.
Yeah, just a little bit of style.
And here we have the flag once again, bottom middle.
Yep, this time it's going to be the other side, though. That's going to be way station flag out in the middle, and that will be returned as well. So, you know, the slaying actually pretty close to even, I want to say, right now, right? I mean, you're looking at, you know, 15 kills on one side. It is pretty even, and actually, way station, I do believe, is in the lead. But it's just, like you were talking about before, the waves of kills that you need, right? You have to succeed, you know, twice in a row, basically, to make anything happen. And even if you only get one, right, it's not going to be enough. You have to do 2 rounds. As the fire support's going to come in. Funky Fresh finds one, but gets traded out immediately. J Nova will find one, and that's going to be 2 dead. So Lottery looking to try to hold the line. McPizza Party will have that sniper in hand. It is going to fall. Lag shot out in the middle of the map here, and I don't think is going to be very close to be able to holding this flag. So going to be looking and just one taps Void Blade in the face, because why not? Down goes Void Blade, and down goes the most forward player on the side of Way Station here. So that basically stalled every flag opportunity that we were talking about right there.
And it can be hard, especially when you have somebody who gets 2-3 down and then they die all of a sudden. You feel like all the momentum's been sucked out of your push.
Oh, here we go again. They learned their lesson. Look at this. They learned.
Yep.
So proud of it. And he's dead.
I was about to say, if the flag went bottom mid for the 3rd time, I was going to be a touch up that.
Yeah, we would have questioned it a little bit, right? But no, it just looks like Rokin and J-Nova's here for the cutoff as well, and J-Nova wins that gunfight.
And you're right, Pistol say you have that much more cover to work with. And look at that. Way Station on the board with flag number 1.
That has to be, I think, one of the fastest sprints I've ever seen, coming from like the halfway point of the map to putting that flag in. That seemed to be way too quick. The jets were turned on. I don't know what happened. They've tossed the flag out again. Oh, and right when we said they learned their lesson.
Bottom, flipping, middle. God bless. No, they might have done, because I've seen it being done by some of the pro streamers. Ryan especially started doing it a lot, but where you pull the flag on Argyle, you throw it either, it can be done either running PCs or pistol side, but you throw it to sort of a little jump up to the enemy flag, and then you do a G slide off of it. Essentially, it slides you up and across, and then you're in the enemy PCs or you're in their pistol with the flag and a decent way into it, instead of having to run it or go up any stairs, anything like that. I'm wondering if maybe that was what led to that fast flag run there. We didn't see exactly what he did, but
yeah, but
that would be
either way,
guess.
Speed, very fast. I will say, quite fast. And so far, that is our only flag cap through. We're about the halfway point of this map as well. The sniper's going to be up. Keizo just barely gets away with his life, and J-Nova's going to find 2. So this should signal another push, especially as they find 3. McPizza Party falls. Lag shot is the only one alive here, and that, what was that flick? Just like a complete 180 after the shot, finds the kill. But Zakaji was going to finish that kill on a Void Blade. Lag shot knows there's another one coming. There's another assist. I mean, there's all the assists that you were talking about, right? And the Slayer as well, just piling up. Lag shot's just involved in everything, it seems like.
They know who's important here. They know Lag shot's got their snipe. They know that, especially after he got that initial pick, the whole rest of the Way Station's going to go looking for him. So it makes it easy for Lottery to say, hey, you're probably going to go for Lag shot. Let's look at him as soon as we spawn and go from there.
Keizo just barely staying on the map there, and just really being it. Do you just throw the sniper, or is he trying to? Oh, he's trying to use it up, basically.
Trying to
Okay, smart. I do appreciate the thought of that, especially, you know, the CS:GO throwing it off the map type deal. Just get rid of the op. Trying to do the same thing in Halo because he knows he's probably gonna die up there with it and doesn't want to hand it over. So I appreciate the foresight. I really do. And you can see they're beginning to stack up here as well. They're looking for this push. As Keizo gets, you know, a little bit bamboozled and swings the wrong way there, but you're going to see shots coming out. That's J-Nova with 2 huge kills. And it always seems to be Lag Shot and McPizza Party, just kind of, they're the players that are, you know, a little farther back, and they're the ones that kind of have to step up time and time again to defend this, because they're the only ones alive. They'll deal with one, and they'll find a second. So push once again shut down, but Lottery needs to be the one that's aggressive here, because they're the ones that are behind. They're the ones that, you know, need to find a flag cap at some point. And so far, how did that portal get up there?
Very carefully through secret means and measures. coming back to the point you were making there about lottery getting more aggressive as they go all 4 dead again. It's good practice with what Lagshot and McPeace Party are doing. They're staying alive when they're the last person alive on their team. They're being a nuisance. That is what you're supposed to do. The problem, though, is that they are not able to convert that into much of a breaking of Waste Station's push. At best, they're forcing a stalemate. The idea is that you want to get the couple of kills, break the enemy push, and try and stay alive yourself. Just because otherwise, yeah, you've gotten a couple of kills, but now you're dead. The R team still has control of the map, and you're spawning on the back foot.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna see like Aesthetic Bro here. Just you're playing defensively. You're holding these lines, but you have to push up with the team because you got to start going somewhere, right? You're beginning to run out of time. We're under 4 minutes now, right? The time pressure is gonna begin to start ticking in on you, and this is something that you got to consider here. You got to start making this push. There's 2 dead right now. Lagshot goes down. There's somebody in the base. It's Queso. Finds 1. Looking to make it 2, but McPizza Party's gonna shut that one down. That's 3 dead. If you're Lottery, this is your chance to go right now. 3 dead. They're all going to be coming up off spawn as you get over here. So this is the second wave that you got to find. They're going to find 1 traded out here. And we're going to see if they can keep this going. But Zakajiwa's going to fall. Aesthetic Bro with a double kill. There's your second wave of kills. Somebody's got to get to that flag.
Nice. Again, I feel like it's going to go bottom middle. And I'm just going to laugh if that is the case.
It might be out of desperation.
Far 3 bottom middle flags, and all 3 of them have failed. The 1 flag run outside bottom mid, that's been the 1 cap.
To be fair, we know that information. I don't know if they realize that information on the others in the game because they just go, "Oh, flags returned, we got it right." Maybe they're not tracking that as much. Flags returned,
we gotta pull it again.
Hey, it didn't. Hey, you might as well try it again until it works, and then the stats are gonna change, right? Maybe. you're gonna be the change you want to see in the statistics. Oh, where's this flag going?
And
oh, faked us out. They faked it. They were faking you out.
Never mind. they're listening to me, I guess.
Oh, it's gonna get caught though.
The flag has gone down. Their lottery is 2 dead. No one's running it quite yet. And it looks like that flag is gonna go back in. Yep. Back.
All right, 100% success rate gone. There's the change that they wanted to see here, right? J Nova's gonna answer back.
Might be the change we want to see. Change PlayStation wanted to see. I don't think it's change Lottery wanted to see. They wanted those numbers to go a little differently, I think.
Yeah, 100% cap rate would have been kind of nice if you were the side of Lottery right now, but you're down to the remaining 90 seconds of this game. Lagshot is in the base looking for something because the problem is that the other team has his flag halfway out of the base across the map, and now Lagshot's going to toss this. Look for something. If you hit that shot, I would have just screamed basically because that's unfair levels of gameplay. But flag's going to get tossed up. They're looking for this return. I think Keizo's going to succeed in doing so, but no one is there to stuff that flag home. And right as I say that, it's in. So, given how the game's going, Lottery is probably not winning this one at this point. Have they made a flag over half yet?
I've seen crazier things. That one that they ran that got returned at their pistol, that's past the 50.
That's 3 dead.
Kind of just
4 dead.
Just barely.
Let's go, boys.
4 dead. They have a minute. They will probably have time to comfortably cap this flag as they're running it through PC's point pistol. This one should be in the bag for Lottery, barring any sort of major disaster.
You can see Waste Station's not even trying, right? They're just standing on their flag in their base. They're going, we don't want to let anybody in here. But unfortunately, Lagshot is in here. He's in the base. Oh no, there's no way, right? There's no way, right?
This is kind of the dichotomy with being up 2-1 or even 2-0 as the flag game is coming to a close. Do you play aggressively? Play defensively? Do you run the flag bottom mid for the 5th time now? Is it?
Yeah, and that return. 2 in the corner. That's going to be it. Waste Station takes a map. No sweep.
Shades
some
of gray.
color, right? Some variation.
Dare
There's
I
blues.
say
There's
50
blues.
shades of gray?
Oh,
God.
oh man. I
I'm
mean,
sorry,
honestly, if
sorry.
you counted
that's
it,
a slow ball over home
if you
plate.
counted
I got a swing.
you might be pretty close. I'll be honest. If you really did go around and count the different shades and the lighting and everything, you might be pretty close. Who knows? Overshield
It will
though
be.
is now up, and Case was immediately on it. Oh, we didn't pop it.
Yep, and it's stuck there at Whitehall.
It's on the corpse. They're looking for it. Somebody just
Let's
popped
see
it.
if they
Void
can
Boyd's
find
got it.
Okay.
So
That
power up.
bottom B, especially with the way Infinite moves, you can be so annoying down there. It's not really a place you want to necessarily go, but you can be so nice and annoying down there trying to stay alive and keep the R team from doing much of anything.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna see right now, Queso just ninja
Queso
pizza party. Yeah, that was something just
sorry we
happened over
missed
there
that.
on that side of the map. Don't know what, but this is gonna be lag shot moving in towards B, and there is nobody from the side of Way Station anywhere near this. So this should be a B flip over to the side of Lottery, as two players are gonna fall once again. Queso, I mean, everyone's just rotating here over towards B. It seems like it's just everyone funneled their way over here. And Queso, I don't know how Queso even got in this position. There's two players there. There's still a second player there.
I was about to say, like, did he remember about that second player? And this is what I was talking about with holding down B and C. Just to get to C, you can push across and go up to the thrust platform and go, say, to the back of long haul or back haul. Or you can push B, go across through bottom engine and have the whole C side of the map able to light you up as you go. It looks like they chose the C side long haul push and to get overshield, which is, I would say, definitely the better thing to do. Because now they've got overshield, they've got the map, they can flip B real fast, and now Way Station.
Yeah, I mean, this is, the map flipped. Kind of what you wanted to see. Why is there a platform in that corner?
Yeah, that was there in Halo 5.
Oh man, it's just so out of place. It's just there, but
Oh no, it's the sneaky.
oh man. All right, well, I mean, you are gonna see. Well, Lottery is gonna do basically what just happened to them, and with 3 going down on Way Station, we are gonna see this flip come in as well. So A, C, and B are going in. Our first trip cap of the game might be spotted here. Void Boyd's gonna go down. A is immediately gonna get hopped on, but I mean, based on what we were seeing, you want that CB hold. And Way Station kind of just coming away with the scraps right now. They have A, and it's kind of just a consolation prize because they got, basically just thrashed across the map. And that, that OS control they've had both overshields so far this game, and it hasn't really translated into anything.
Well, what they want to do with that overshield is try and use that as the basis of a push, and especially to push B side. Just even with overshield, pushing to B from engine 2, from essentially where you spawn, you're spawning A, it's a really bad time. There's just no really good way to push there without getting absolutely lit up. The better option is to push C, where you at least have some cover to work with. Queso grabs the heat wave. And we have a nice C push coming from Way Station. Let's see if they can convert this into some kills.
Well, I was going to say they're going to go right by it and just go straight towards B, but that's not what you wanted to see. And Zakashua up top, first player to hit double digits in this game, is looking to deny that OS, and it's gone. Right off the map. I think it's off the map at least. I'm pretty sure that was a pit that, Void Boyd was trying to get over. It might be down there. I think they're checking. Oh, it is still there. Okay, I thought that went right off the map, but I guess luck will have it. And again, Way Station with the OS control. They've had all 3 so far this game, and they just haven't been able to turn it into much, right?
I mean, here, even as they're capturing B, they have, yes, J Nova getting it. Yes, he got B, picked up a kill, but in the end, it didn't really matter too much because the guy he didn't kill on B just came right back after he had spent all his time fighting his teammates and just picked them up.
Yeah, I mean, lag shot. Once again, they're holding it down as they cross the 150 point mark here and counting. Waystation got a lot of ground to make up, and they are going to be double pushing over towards C. They're going to get a couple kills here, and I think that's McPizza Party looking to make a statement there to close it out, and it is going to succeed in doing so. AC now in the hands of Waystation. Probably not the hold you want, but now that they're distracted with C, you want to make a push over towards B. But instead, Aesthetic Bra is here to deny that. And, you know, the push that came in from Waystation, good idea. Not much follow-up, really, to come after that. So, I mean, maybe you got to learn quick here. You got to know that you got to capitalize on that immediately after. Keizo finds 2, 3 dead. And this might be their first chance at something here, and they're going to have 2 on the board. It was 3. The trip cap didn't last very long, but hey, BC once again flipped in their favor.
One thing you want to keep in mind with interference when you're playing this is if you're going to be doing the constant rotations, you have to be mindful of when the other team is spawning. I say that because it is possible on this map to essentially push a little too far and end up with the other team getting a split, where they spawn behind you and in front of you. And it's a pretty terrible situation to be in. Especially when you're down quite a bit like Waystation is. This is, to be clear, still very much winnable. But they need to hop onto, I would say, B, and they need to hop onto that sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see the points are just flipping right now. This is a huge, I was going to say a 1v1, and then, you know, Aesthetic came around the corner and kind of ruined the whole aesthetic of that. As there you're going to see it's going to be, again, BC flipped over towards Lauder, and you can see, I mean, they've had their chances. Waystation have, you know, been able to pick these up and been able to hold them for periods of time, but they just haven't been able to make it, you know, last longer. It's kind of like the issue we saw with King of the Hill, right? You get your setup, you get your spots, and then they just kind of, the lottery just comes knocking on the front door and just blows it open, right? They haven't really been able to keep it consistently held. I don't know if that's part just because chaos overall on the map and the way that both teams are playing, or just, you know, the speed makes it very difficult to keep up. But they've been just not been able to hold their positions for extended periods of time, and Lottery has just been able to do so, and that is why they're over the 200 point mark. And Waystation is not really going to be able to afford to give up much more time on the board.
I would say they should try and give up as little as possible. They need to not worry about holding a triple cap necessarily. I do like the fact they're getting C. It's 4-3 right now, but they need to keep an eye on B. They cannot lose that right now. Like, they absolutely cannot lose B for any appreciable length of time.
Well, Void Boyd's going to hop on this, and I'd like to, you know, Void Boyd try to just not die in the process, but, you know, I mean, there's lag shot coming at. The team support is there. A is going to go the way of Lottery for the time being, but if you can hold this, this is basically what you're looking for. If you're the side of Waystation, you're going to cross the 100 point mark here now, and that is going to be something that you need to see. You're going to see, looking forward, the players are going to continue. Aesthetic is going to hop onto this B point, will get traded, but it's 3 dead here for Waystation, so Lottery should have a chance to get on towards B. And actually, they're not. So for once, Lottery is actually the one not capitalizing. You don't see that very often. They've done a very good job of taking advantage of these openings, and they haven't really been able to do so here. And this is Waystation now cutting the lead in half.
Well, Waystation did a good job of blunting the push that Lottery was trying to make there to B. And it highlights why the BC hold is as strong as it is. Just that when you're pushing across from A to B, I wonder if Funky Fresh saw the guy at backhaul. Looks like found him now. And a good trade there. Glad he found that guy. But to complete the thought I was saying, you see here as Zyka was trying to push over to B, there's so much exposure and so many angles that work against you in that process. And that is the case regardless of where you're pushing to be from. So you want to try and hold that down if you're Waystation. You want to try and hold B and just keep flipping A and C as needed in this situation to rebuild this lead. And you see they're having a lot of success with that. I mean, they were down 100 points. Just, if feels like just a minute ago. And now here they are. Either flip and see again. Overshield is... I think it might have actually gone off the map this time, but... Oh, wait, never mind. Never mind. Somebody in sewers got that.
Somebody's got it. Lottery
Aesthetic
got
crime.
one. Congratulations, Lottery, you got one. And
Cue applause, and and it's gone.
it was there for a bit, you know. It was there for a little bit, but I mean, the crazy part here, Waste Station is, you know, that close to tying the game. They're within 10 points. This was like 160 to 30 at one point in this game. And like you said, it's not over yet, and that is exactly what's going on right now. Funky Fresh trying to get onto this here, and is not going to get onto the hill. The Keizo will be on towards A, so they're going to try to secure this, and they're on top B as well. One goes down. The rest of the Lottery trying to run some damage control around the map. They will find A, but they'll lose B and C in the process here. Big 1v1 will not be won by McPizza Party. And this should be an opportunity now for Waste Station to tie this up.
10-point lead, and it's quickly shrinking. They want to watch for this back push to C. Yep, there we go. Because this is our reason why BC is so good. B has really good angles onto C. So even if you're rushing that from back haul and long haul, those B stairs have a great angle into that C hill.
It's a big 1v1. Pizza
having
Party
those mutually
falls.
supporting position.
Void Blade finds a second out of that. I don't know how, but that... I don't know if anyone's going to get close enough to a hill. This is going to be lag shot capturing C, but A is going to flip over in the process. Sakajima has to be on towards B and is going to get there. Player down, and that, I think, somebody's on B.
Oh, wait, no, somebody's on B.
And it's
And
over.
not
Oh my god.
And here we are, game number 5.
Well, to open up, I mean, this is, you know, the opening match. We get very happy we get it, and right off the rip, it's going to be 1-1. Aesthetic Bra gonna find a second. Looking to try to get this player at the OS. I think it was popped.
Nope,
Not
OS
entirely
is
sure.
still on the map, I'm pretty
I
sure.
saw something, but I also don't... Oh, there it is. All right.
Yep.
It was in fact not popped, and it's down, and McPizza Party decides to be your raid boss. You have a heat wave, and you have an OS, and that is a 5-point lead for Lottery in the first 40 seconds.
That honestly could have gone either way, but at the same time, Ben and Lottery's feeling real happy it went the way that it did. That was kind of the start that they absolutely needed, given the last 2 games.
You needed some kind of pick-me-up, right? If you're the side of Lottery right now, after the way things have been going, it was 2 really close maps. Honestly, I mean, I think the Game 2 Slayer has probably been the most one-sided I think we've seen so far. Every map has been close otherwise. And, I mean, it would kind of be a little anticlimactic, honestly, if this goes out with, like, you know, a massive, you know, 20-point deficit or something like that. But Lottery, you know, trying to maintain this 5-point lead right now. And unfortunately, I mean, they're extending this just a little bit. The trades are there. It's just that, you know, Lottery has that 5-point advantage right now, and that is going to hurt Waste Station in the short and long term.
With Slayer, it's tempting to say, well, okay, I may have been caught out of position here, but at least I'll get this kill. It's like, yeah, that's great, but that will only take you so far. When you're in a situation like this, where it's a game 5, it's Slayer, where every single death is going to matter, especially right now, it's not enough to just trade out all the time. That is a situation where it's like, that's the bare minimum you should be aspiring to, is trading out. And you ideally would want more than that. You want to be able to pick up maybe 2 kills for your 1 death, if that. Or better yet, just straight up stay alive, like Void Blade is doing. He wants this game 5 victory. He wants the reverse sweep.
And he's got 8 kills.
And almost had 9, except that was his teammate. God bless.
Yeah, little, I mean, able to pull up from shooting when you kind of need to there. But again, I mean, despite, you know, that little bit of a pop-off there that we just saw from Void Blade, finding 2, almost 3 kills, even with that OS as well, is going to trade out there. But that 5-6 point lead by Lottery is still there. They've not really been able to eat into it, because as these players are going off, the rest of the opposing team around the map is finding their kills, and they're keeping this lead exactly where it is. And I mean, the early prediction right now, I want to say, I mean, Way Station has proven me wrong before, and they've made some great comebacks, but I think this is going to go dead even the rest of the game, and this lead is going to stay. I think Lottery just takes it 1-for-1 all the way to the end. But we'll see, because, you know, that's why you play out the whole game and not, you know, take a caster prediction in the first opening minutes.
Yeah, if there's a dime for every time a cast prediction went sideways, you'd all be very rich men.
I could quit my job and become a caster full-time and just make wrong predictions. It would be great.
Exactly.
I could say whatever I
well,
want.
well, then now you're incentivized to make the wrong prediction. Oh, it's got to be organic.
Yeah, but people don't tune in to hear my predictions. They want to see entertainment, and if I'm wrong, it's more entertaining.
That's a point.
There's a double chow coming out from Way Station. I mean, they're learning, right? They're learning. They were not doing that in game 2.
Run out of ammo there. J Nova, Voidblade getting over
I
shield
think
now.
the raid boss title is getting passed over here. I think Voidblade is now taking this over right now, at least in the temporary run, because this has just been OS Voidblade. 13 kills right now is going. Oh, okay, that didn't work. I was about to just say, I was like, Voidblade gonna go in, gonna find 2, pick up both kills, and still has the OS, and then Lagshot just smokes him. Unfortunate. And it's also a 12-point lead.
We're
Remember I was talking about anticlimactic?
Yeah, something of that nature. But we're kind of coming back to, again, maybe just coming from Contender League, maybe not having the same knowledge of how things are generally played in Challenger. I mean, take a look at the assist column for these two teams. Take a look at the pushes that they're making here, and especially in this Game 5 situation. You're seeing just a ton of solo pushes, particularly from Voidblade, and yes, he does have quite a bit of individual skill. Yes, he is picking up quite a few kills. He is sharing the top fragger spot with Lagshot, but these solo pushes are essentially just feeding Lottery more and more and more points. I mean, Lagshot has 14 kills, but he also only has 4 deaths. Voidblade's got 10. Every one of those deaths that he has just adds up that point for Lottery, which is now at near...
Inching a little closer. Inching closer, step by step. I mean, it's a 17-point lead. Make it 16. You know, Voidblade's going to find one onto Aesthetic. But the callouts are there. The team shots are there. The third...
Oh no, don't
no!
let it happen, Queso. Don't let it happen.
Oh, that... I feel like that should have landed. No? That's probably Observer POV again, but that looked pretty darn close to ninjing the OS. And honestly, I mean, Zakajiwa is probably going to watch that on replay and be like, I hit it! I hit it!
Even the caster
Honestly,
said
I thought you hit
it
it too. I thought he hit it too. I won't lie, but I mean, that would have been like a, you know, a cherry on top kind of statement basically at this point. As Voidblade just ate that nade. Gets insted basically right there, and it's just not going their way. Lottery in commanding fashion is going to take this 50-32.